With the 2015.3 update to Sage 50, Sage added a new copy button to customers, vendors, and inventory items. It works the same way in all three, so I'm going to show it to you in the inventory items window. So let's say you've got an existing item, you want to set up a new similar item. So here we have our 14-foot birdhouse pole. We just click the copy button and type in a new ID and then you can go and make whatever changes you need to the item at that point. So it's pretty simple. Just click copy, put in the ID, and you've got a new item. Now there's one scenario where this doesn't work very well. And it seems like one of the most common reasons I get people who are wanting to copy an inventory item is when the item class was set up wrong. For example, here we've got assembly labor, and you can see by the zeros over here that means it's trying to calculate a quantity on hand, but labor isn't something that should be a stock item, so it should not have a quantity on hand. So in this case, if you were to try to copy that, you'll run into a problem because Sage immediately saves the new item when it copies it. So once it's been saved with that item class, you can't change it. I'm going to delete that, and I'll show you a really easy way to work around that. And actually, even before the copy button was introduced in 2015.3, you could still copy items very easily. And so that's what we're going to do here. So we're just going to come up to the ID, and we'll just change that to assemble to, or whatever change you want to make to the ID. I'll tab and enter out of there, and right there we've already created a copy of the original item, but it's not saved. So we can come down to the item class, change it to labor, and then save it. So now we have both the assemble and the assemble to. We can mark this one inactive so it doesn't get used. Now, an even better way to go about doing that would have been to change the ID on here before we started. Maybe you might want to put an X on the beginning of it, or DNU for do not use, something like that. Then we could come in here and change the ID and change the item type so that we would now have a new item using the original ID so that people wouldn't get confused with like they might if you had set up a different ID for it. So there you go. That's all there is to copying customers, vendors, and inventory items, and the one workaround for when the copy button won't work for you.